Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We're back, and we were supposed to talk to Alphino, and I decided to wait. So let's find out what the hell he's got to tell us. That's not Alphino. I'm off to a good start. All right, let's find out what he's got to say. Man, this has been a day for surprises, hasn't it? 'Tis but a pity Vidnofner could not stay longer. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that she timed her departure rather less well than her arrival. Well timed scarcely does it justice, but one moment later would have been a moment too late. Let us pray that the Ishgardians who yet harbor doubts will take these events to heart and accept the truth of Sir Emmerich's words. Well, 'tis only meet that I inform Teteru of what has occurred. If you have need of me, I shall be at Fortom's Manor. Allow me to accompany you. Tataru would never forgive me if I left for the Rising Stones without saying goodbye. What about Astola? A moment, Roland? I wish a word. Tell me, does Thancred seem quite well to you? Now, you need to remember, she doesn't see like we see anymore. She sees with her senses, and she sees the ether. I'm not sure how to put it into words, but so you sense it too. A subtle change, imperceptible. I myself did not notice it at first, but upon closer examination, I saw that his etheric flow had been irreparably disrupted. Well, so did hers. That's how she lost her eyesight. The two of them teleported out in an emergency spell cast, and she got lost in the ether void, and he damn near got put into a mountain where he appeared. And if you remember, I've been saying, why's he got the eye patch on? What's going on? And she must sense something about that. As a result, I strongly suspect that his ability to manipulate ether has been compromised. Simply put, Thancred may no longer be able to wield magic. It would do much to explain why he chose to remain within the wilderness instead of seeking us out. He would have been compelled to rely solely on traditional methods of travel, significantly prolonging his journey. And when he learned that a nearby beast tribe was making prepared to summon a primal, it may well have seemed more sensible to wait. But this is still a little more than speculation. Until I have proof, pray speak no word of it. You got it, babe. Right then, I should be on my way. Kryl may have charmed Master Matoya for now, but who can say how long it will last? Yeah, so, they both got messed up in that ether flow. Hello. Welcome. Master Painter, shall I show you inside the manor? Please, do so.
That Vidofnir should chance to arrive even as the girl fell. Truly, I could not have planned it better myself.
Everything involves him. I could have done it. The odd couple.
Ah, good. We were afraid you might have left.
Where would I go? Oh, one that's not
shield,
broken.
my lord?
Fit for a true knight. An expression of our gratitude to you and yours. Long overdue.
Does that mean we're part of the family?
But there is something else I would discuss ere you part. Something which cannot leave this room. My father will soon step down as head of our house.
Ah, does that mean you're the king?
Sir Emeric was not the only one to fall under suspicion following the death of the Archbishop. There are some who believe my father complicit in a coup d'etat.
Yeah, for what purpose? He's not a bishop. He's not religious.
Thus he intends to renounce his title to absolve our house of suspicion and secure the support of our peers.
Well, time to retire, I guess.
Surely there must be another way to convince houses Durandare and Zamail.
So I said to him. Alas, he will not budge. Ever since I was a child, I knew that I would one day succeed my father. The thought of it filled me with pride. Yet once I learned the day was at hand, my heart was filled with naught but dread.
He's a little insecure. Well, that's understandable. And I think his father actually misses Haurchefant pretty bad and blames himself for that.
Our legacy is built upon the lies of our forefathers. In accepting this title, am I not perpetuating this injustice? Why should I become the next count?
Well, because if you don't, guess who's gonna? Your stupid brother. A knight lives to serve. That's what Haurchefant would say. I mean, I hate to throw that back on them because he was a bastard child, but, you know, I think they had a good relationship.
You sound just like him. Aye, I suspect that is what Haurchefant would have said. To aid those in need. When you look on that shield, I trust you will remember his words. And should I once more find my resolve wavering, I ask that you show me the way. You were a brother to Haurchefant. Will you be a brother to me as well?
Sure. I'm part of the family now. Do I have to call him
Come,
brother?
Madeleine. There's much to be done. For father, and for Sir Emeric, and for Ishgard.
Is he even awake? Come on. He's got his little servant there. Just kick him in the ass, servant. I think he thinks that he should be the count.
To think we share the same blood. Pray excuse us.
That was pretty funny. Maybe he's a brother from another mother.
Those were the days of promises and vows, of tentative first steps into an uncertain future. A future shaped by the choices we made, in ways we could never have foreseen. Born of good and evil, of light and darkness, and shepherded by our hand. Be it for weal, or be it for woe.
From the memoirs of Count Edmond de Fortance, Heavensward, as goes light, so goes darkness. Hey, we not only got a shield, we got a little Horsefant wind-up doll. And primal accessories of aiming, that would be what I need for a bard. So I'll take that. This is thy proof. This is thy proof. The Garen Oracles Apocrypha. I don't know what that means. It is a truth long forgotten, a tale of the beginning and the path we have been set upon. What is this? Our fates were ordained long ago, Archon. The Garleans are no exception, nor the Triad. You know what must be done. Alize. Yeah, as many times as I've played through this. Oh, there's Ida. I still don't know what the hell going on here with Ariange. Hey, there's Papalimo. Well, everyone is their orders. The masks will attack as soon as all units are in position. The Imperials won't know what hit them. I fear it will be bloody. By Ralgar, it had better be. We cannot stay here forever, Ida. We have other responsibilities. I know full well what my responsibilities are, and I mean to fulfill them. Every one. They get those metal masks on. That must be why they call themselves the Masks. The Holy See of Ishgard, the Pillars. All right, let's talk to Teteru. As it once was, Teteru is waiting to share good tidings with you and Alphino. Alphino, Roland, I've been looking for you all over. We've received news regarding Philhimon, Hoary Boulder, and Colton Canet. Really? Has something happened? No, it's nothing bad. Quite the opposite, in fact. It seems that once they learned the Scion's good name had been restored, they boarded the next ship bound for Limsa Laminsa. They should be arriving any moment now. Well, where were they? It's easy to forget how useful link pearls are, isn't it? When they work, I mean. And you don't mind being spied on. Quite. But what wonderful news to think that reunion is so close at hand. A pleasure to see you too, Alphino. Ah, Thancred and Kryle. What brings the two of you here? Kryle and I have been looking into how we might track down Minfilia. We may just have found the answer. Roland, when you were fleeing Ul'dah with Minfilia, you said that Hydaelyn spoke to her shortly before you departed ways, yes? Well, assuming that's true, and I see no reason to suspect that it is not, it seems reasonable to conclude that Hydaelyn commanded her to remain behind. And that is to say, the Mother Crystal directly interceded to guide Minfilia. Admittedly, this is all still quite hypothetical, but I propose that such intervention, however subtle, must surely leave some residual trace, a lingering disturbance in the aether, or ripple, if you will. In order to establish the existence of such ripples, of course, we will need to require suitable data. Fortunately, I know where such data can be found. The battleground where Roland felled the ultimate weapon, and the site of my personal ignominy. 'Twas there that Hydaelyn intervened to shield him from the magic I invoked. Kryl and I will infiltrate the castrum and analyze the aether inside. The two of you alone? I have a proven knack for subterfuge, and I am confident there will be sufficient nooks and crannies in which to hide Kryl while the patrols pass. Besides, if you and Roland come along, who will see the Philomen's grand homecoming? When you put it that way, very well, I will trust in your plan. Well, you have to. You're not in charge. Why, God, arrogant little turd. I know not whether this data will yield a means to find Minfilia, but it will, at the very least, eliminate another avenue of inquiry. Totaro and I will return to the Rising Stones and make preparations for our comrades' return. Might I impose you to meet them at the Leminzen docks? Boy, howdy. Then I shall see the four of you at the Rising Stones. Safe travels. All right, so we're traveling again, I guess. Rendezvous with them at Limsa Laminsa. So we just have to figure out how to get there. Let me see if I have any Ethernet tickets. I do. I've got 41. Do I have any left from Vesper Bay? I do. I've got 5 of them. So the quickest way would be to go to Vesper Bay and take a boat across. But let's open up these rewards that we got. Man, I got a ton of them. All right, let's do Horsefant first. And since we did, let's bring him out. He's more appropriate than whoever this guy is. Let's see, where is he? There he is. All right, we got a mini-me. Well, not quite. All right, let's see. Let's open this. Primal accessories of Slain. Okay, that wasn't for me. That would be for a ninja, I think. This one is for me. I shouldn't have opened that other one. Earrings, bracelet, rings, that kind of thing. Junior machinist armor and machinist armor. Did I ever get machinist? Oh, I did. Okay. Well, there's the stuff we got right there. If you look down there, you'll see arrows pointing. Augmented primal choker and all that kind of stuff. So let's put that on. All right, and then let's save that. And then was it rogue? No. Let's see. Okay, that's it right there, and it's for, well, it says it's for all classes, but it's level 60, so I'd have to have a character that's level 60. What do I have that's 60? Gunbreaker is 60. Summoner is 62. Dancer is 60. So, Scholar is 62. Let's pull up the Dancer. And there's the stuff right there. We can load that up. There we go. Save that. And then we'll go back to Bard. Yeah, Bard is 71. I'll stick with Bard for now. We may change from Bard to Machinist. I'm not sure. I like both of them. I've played more Machinist, really. Bard was my my go-to job for the longest time until they brought Machinist into the game. But he's still only 60. Well, I'm going to go back to Bard for now. All right, let's use one of these Vesper Bay tickets. I got to clean up my inventory too, stuff I need to put away for safekeeping. All right, well, from here we can take a ferry across to Limsa. One ticket, please. Now, we just took a ferry, and there is a cutscene that when you take a ferry, it shows you on the ship and the ship taking off the dock and then arriving at the other dock. After about 3 times of watching that, you get very damn bored of it. So there's a way you can stop that from showing. You just instantly go from one dock to the other. You can only just watch those things so many times. Hey, gang. Oh, Roland, how have you been? Come here. Let me have a good look at you. This is Minfilia's mommy. Thank the 12. One hears the strange tales in foreign lands. I worried about you all every day. We would have sent word sooner, but the braves afforded us no opportunity. When they fell upon us in the market, it was all we could do to escape. Totero found her way to you, of course, but we were forced to seek shelter aboard a Hanish vessel. It pained us not being there when you needed us most, but we made the most of it, didn't we, Coltonette? Studied and trained from dusk till dawn, we did. We would have sent word sooner, but we knew not whom to trust, and with the vast distance. But those dark days are behind us at last. I shall be glad indeed to return home and speak with my daughter. Uh-oh. What do you mean she's missing? How could you let this happen? Forgive me, I'm sure you're doing everything in your power to find her. As Thancred must be, he watched over her from the first, long before me, and he will watch over her to the last. I shall pray for her safe return, and busy myself in the meantime. For a certainty there is much and more to be done. The braves may have bloodied us, but the path remains, and we shall not be swayed from it. Aye, that's the spirit. To the Scions and a long overdue reunion. Huzzah! This is Hori Boulder, by the way. I just created Hori, a character of Hori, and I also created one of Minfilia just recently. Well, there you have it, the Rising Stones. Now I've created all the characters I have the ability to create unless I start another account, which I'm not gonna do. Ah, guess who this is? He's got an eye patch. Or at least his hair over his eye.
Well done, sir. And with that, I believe we are ready to proceed.
Let us be about our business then.
He's got
The
two
next patrol
colored
may not be
eyes.
so credulous.
What is that? What is that? I don't remember. Huh. Let us be about business then. The next patrol may not be so credulous. Oh, he beat the snot out of the guy.
Why must you be so disappointingly brusque? You're not at all as Minfilia described, you know. I don't think you favored me with so much as a single compliment since we set out.
Did you deserve one?
Tell me, did your time in the wilderness sap you of all your charm? Or are you holding it in reserve for your beloved?
Uh-oh. You're getting a little personal there.
This is neither the time nor the place.
Well, call me old-fashioned, but when I'm risking life and limb infiltrating an Imperial castrum, I like to be sure of my comrades' motivations.
I see now where Alphino gets it from. Minfilia is dear to me. It is true. But not in the way you think. 15 years passed, when she was still but a child. There was an incident at a parade. A Gubu broke free of its fetters and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah. Had I been more attentive, I could have prevented it. But I was distracted, and her father was killed. I feared she would never recover. But in the years that followed, she showed herself to be more resilient than I had ever imagined. And when she learned of her gift, she did not flinch from the responsibility, but sought to guide others on the path. She touched the hearts of all around her. Mine, Louisoix, every scion's. In those dark days following the calamity, she was our guiding light, our hope for a brighter future. She had so many dreams, and I would give anything to make them come true.
My apologies. I can see she means the world to you. I did not mean to pick at old scars.
No harm done, I assure you. But fair is fair, my lady. What is Minfilia to you?
You mean you don't know? Only my dearest friend. When I finally emerged from my torpor, I learned that nary a day had passed without her asking after me. She never gave up hope. And neither will I.
Then for Minfilia's sake, let us pray that these vestiges of Hydaelyn's intervention will lead us to her.
Nice trick. All right, so we got a little bit of backstory on Minfilia there and Thancred. Speak with Philomene in Reverence Toll. So I think that's our free, one of our free teleports, I think. All righty then. Here we are. Home again, jiggity jig. It feels good to be home again. To think that everyone is waiting for us, just beyond those doors. Friends and family with whom we have shared so much. God's help me, but the older I get, the more sentimental I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting. Hey, hey, the gang's all here. There's Alphino and Tataru. Who's waiting the bar? I'm not sure. There's going to be a new bartender here at some point, and she's one of the Scions. And I made a character of her, but I don't see her. Yeah, she's not here. Maybe it's a new recruit. Okay, well, we'll get to her someday. Elaine! Afima! Oh, no, she's right there. Afimi. I've got a character of her. It fills my heart with joy to see you both hale and healthy. And what of Higiri? She is well, though abroad on a mission at present. It just wasn't the same without you. Welcome back, my lady. Well, there's one. We've got 4 more. I'm not going to pronounce his name. He's going to fall down. Ah, we could do with more of that around here. Heartfelt reunions with stalwart companions brings a bloody tear to the eye. Homie, to secrete ourselves in a ship hold to secure safe passage to a faraway land. This is a tale we know all too well. When they are well rested, I should like to seek a formal introduction. Why wait, my friend? Come, there is no need to be shy. Pray grant me a moment longer at least, though I am happy to oblige you. My legs are rather less accommodating. There's Hori. And this is Hori's brother right here. Ocher. Ocher and Hori. Where'd they get those names? Ocher. What in the 7 hells drove my little brother to come to Mordona? Why, you, brother. You and the Scions, of course. For 1,000 days I trained, that I might grow as strong as you, that I might fight alongside you. Yet now that you are here, I sense that you have surpassed me once more. No, not tell me. You trained with Hanish, did you not? Your eyes do not deceive, brother. I have studied the trials of the braves, and drunk deep of the souls of mine enemies. Really? Glad though I am to be home, I cannot help but think of those who have yet to return. Once we have settled in, I would join the search. All right, well, we can use your help. So get off your ass. Catching up on old times and new times. It's been so long since I've seen them all like this. Too long. 'Twas the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee. That's true. Get over it. It's not about you always. Though they are returned, there are others yet missing, others whom we cannot forsake. We'll find them, Alphino. I know we will. Minfilia, Ida, Papalimo, every last one. And when they walk through those doors, we'll be here to welcome them home. With me at the head of the queue, of course. Uh-oh. Steamed staff? What the hell is that? I want the cookie. If I knew what staff was, I'd take the steam, but I didn't know what it was. I know what the cookie is. It's a cookie. The word of the mother. Alphino is eager to return to the search for Minfilia. Thancred and Kryl contacted us a short while ago. It would seem that their foray into Castrum Meridian bore fruit. They asked that we rendezvous with them and Y'shtola in Idleshire, where they will share their findings. Rude though it is to depart without speaking to the guest of honor, I expect she will forgive me if I return with her daughter. It's all about him. He's the one that's going to return with the daughter. He's the one that's going to find Minfilia and save her. He's the one. It's always him. I tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of that Star Trek Next Generation where that little kid was the savior every week. Every friggin' week that little Wesley, whatever his name was the hero of the day. All right, well, we got to go to Idleshire, so we'll just teleport there, I guess. Off we go. Where are they? Over there. I see them. My apologies. I see I am the last to arrive, so what news have you for us? Well, as we postulated, there were indeed what appeared to be the remnants of an unexplained disturbance in the ether at the scene of the Ultima weapon's destruction. Wow, that was a mouthful. A ripple at odds with the presiding pattern. Though faint, the waveforms bore a strong resemblance to those observed following the destruction of the Isle of Val, when I believe that Hydaelyn shielded me with the blessing of light. To confirm our findings, we paid a visit to the Silda aqueducts. There we detected the same waveform, but orders of magnitude larger, as one would expect for a more recent disturbance. Hydaelyn, there is no other explanation. But there's more. When I studied the site where Y'shtola used flow, it appeared that not 2 but 3 beings had been affected. Yet, unlike Y'shtola and Thancred, there was no trail to follow. Our unknown third party was simply there, and then not there. Now, recall your visions of a vast crystal floating in a sea of ether. Though this too is but a theory, studies of gifted subjects suggest that, when communing with Hydaelyn, we briefly leave our bodies behind. So let us consider the facts. 1. Hydaelyn interceded. 2. A third being was caught in Y'shtola's flow and vanished without a trace. And 3. Hydaelyn may have the capacity to summon the consciousness of a gifted individual to her side. You are implying, I take it, that Hydaelyn guided Minfilia into the compass of my magic, that she might summon her, body and soul, unto the ethereal sea. In which case we must needs continue our search there, for a blessing the means to do so is already exists. I speak of the Anti-Tower, a Charlian construction conceived to provide scholars a vantage point over the ethereal sea. Though I know not where its entrance lies, we need only ask its last custodian, a contrary old crone who, for another blessing, refused to join the Exodus. Master Matoya, was the keeper of the Ante Tower? I had no idea. Well, you don't have to know everything, you smart butt. Then our course is clear. We must petition her aid once again. All right. We're traveling again. Again, on the road again. All right, we got to head out and visit with Matoya, but they mentioned the Anti-Tower. That's a dungeon, and we don't have time for that. So I think we'll just take a rest right here at Idleshire. When we return, we'll head down and talk to Matoya and check out this Anti-Tower. Hope you had fun. Hope to see you then. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and ta-ta for now.